Hello, I'm glad to see you today. I'm certainly glad you could join me. I thought today we'd do a fantastic little painting that I really believe you'll enjoy. So let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting with me. And they'll come across, as usual, in the same order as I have them on the palette, starting with a white and working around. Let's go on up here and let me tell you what I've done. I have a canvas here that's painted black, as you can see. Now we use a black gesso to paint this black. On top of that, I've allowed the black to dry, of course. On top of the black, then I've put some Indian yellow here, a little bit of alizarin crimson, and then some phthalo blue. And down here, I've just put a little bit of Van Dyke brown around the edges. And I thought we'd do a pretty little scene today I really believe you'll enjoy. So let's start out. I'm going to take the old 2-inch brush and go right into a little bit of titanium white, just plain old titanium white. Just put some in the bristles like so. Okay, let's go right up here. Now today, right off, you have to make a big decision. Basically, where's the horizon going to be? That's the first decision. So let's say it's going to be right in here. So let's just start making little crisscross strokes. And there, look at what's happening. See, it picks up all those beautiful yellow colors underneath. And as it works up, we're going to get into the alizarin crimson. I love these black canvases. So fantastic. And we'll just keep working right on up. Okay, now then, as you run out of white paint on your brush, clean your brush. We just scrub it off in the old bucket here, give it a good shake, and beat the devil out of it. Now I'm going right back in here and put a little bit more of the titanium white. I want to brighten this up some. So I'll always start with a clean brush in the light area and work upward. Upward, upward, upward. Okay. Now I'm just adding a little more white, allowing some of this blue to be picked up and the crimsons and all the beautiful little colors. It's a fantastic way to make a happy little sky. There we go. Now when you're preparing your canvas, as I mentioned earlier, it's covered with black gesso. And you can use black latex, but latex is not designed to hold paint. So be careful with that. It'll work in a pinch, but if you have an option, use a product that's designed specifically for making canvases black. There. Now then, with our nice clean brush, we can just go back and blend all this together. Hope you got your sunglasses on today. That's one wild sky. You just want to keep blending till you can't tell where one color stops and the next one starts. Just bring it together very smooth. About like so. And very lightly go over it to take out all the brush strokes. And you got a happy little sky that quick. That quick. Okay. Let's have some fun. Today we'll use the old round brush. I'm gonna go right into some Van Dyke brown and dark sienna and just tap the brush. Just firmly tap it. Just like so. There we go. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, I want to have some little trees and stuff in the background here. So take the round brush and just tap in some basic shapes. Just the very basic shape. You're not really worried about much at this point. Look at that. This old round brush does some super things. There we go. Just all kinds of happy little trees. A little more paint on the brush. And there comes one. All right, maybe right here. Let's have a big strong tree. He lives right here. There. You can just absolutely go crazy with this. Make all kinds of trees. You gotta have a place for the birds to sit. There. I introduced you to my little bird earlier in the series. There. Okay. That gives us some basic shapes for all of our little shrubbery and bushes and trees and all those little good things. Now then, I tell you what, let's use the script liner brush, and I'll dip it right into some paint thinner, and we'll go into some of the brown. Now you want this paint to be as thin as water, ink consistency. And turn the brush. That loads it. Turn it and pull it out. See how sharp that is? Turn it and pull it out. A liner brush has very long bristles. It'll come to a fantastic point. Let's go right up here. Now then, let's just put the indication of some happy little tree trunks in here. Just here and there. Got to have something to hold up all these trees and shrubbery and there. And maybe there's one that comes way on out like this. Wherever. You make the decision. Here's one over here. This one looks like he's sort of bent to me. I like old trees that are leaning over and have some character. There we go. And you can put as many or as few branches as you want in your tree. Just lay them on. Now if you have trouble making the paint come off the brush, add a little more paint thinner. Remember our golden rule. Thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Okay, and over in here, we don't want this tree to be left out. Let's give him a happy little trunk. There he is. But you see how easy it is to make a fantastic sky already? And once you put these little trees in, then it pushes everything back, and it makes it come alive. Now then, let's take the same old round brush. I haven't cleaned it, still dirty, and we'll go into some of the yellows. And I'm just going to tap into yellow, a little yellow ochre. Just tap it. And get quite a bit of paint on the brush. See how I'm tapping? Do it slow so you can see there. But a lot of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, with just the top corner of the brush, let's go in here and begin adding all kinds of little bright shiny leaves on here. All I'm doing is just touching. But worry about shape. Add a little of the bright red to that. Let's make one right. Ooh, look at there. Doesn't that one stand out nice? But all you're doing is just tapping with the top corner. And then as you go down, 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 let it get darker, 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 darker. Okay, let's go right up here. We'll go to this old big tree. Give him some little happy things going on. Don't want him to be left out. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I knew you could do it. I knew. There we go. See, now when you're doing these trees, don't kill all the little dark areas. Leave some of these dark areas. See in here? I use that as a pointer. The dark areas are as important as the light areas. Don't kill them all. That's what gives your tree character. And then we work forward. Work in layers, completing the most distant thing first and then coming forward. See, now that one will push everything else back. Sneaky, huh? And that's the way you build depth in your painting. And don't make them all the same shape. Some are tall, some are short, some are skinny, some are fat. They're just like people. Each one has their own individual personality. There we go. Okay, let's go over here on the other side and drop in a few on this little tree. We don't want him left out either. There. See, and when you're painting trees, devote some time to studying what a tree looks like. Go out and talk to a tree. Make friends with it. Spend some time looking at trees. See what makes them work. Why do they look the way they look? Bet you got a tree in your front yard probably that you've looked at for 100 years and never paid any attention to. Get you a big glass of iced tea and go out one day and sit in the yard and just look at how beautiful it is. Nature's so fantastic. You just devote a little bit of time to studying it, looking at it. Make friends with it. There we go. Let's go right up in here. We'll put some on this tree. But all we're touching is the top corner of the brush, just the very top corner. So you get all those beautiful little individual things. Be careful that you don't let the brush slide. If it slides, then you're going to be unhappy with me. Don't want you to be unhappy. You're just tapping, but no sliding. That's very important. And then let's come right down here, and there's another little rascal. Well, he's just singing in the sun out here. You can just cover up your whole canvas with layer after layer of bushes if you want. And that's okay. That's a super, super way to practice. But let's have some fun in here. Maybe we will take just some plain old titanium white here on the fan brush. Load it quite full. Quite full. Okay, let's go right up in here. Now then, maybe there's snow on the ground here. In with all these little bushes. I want to do that because it looks pretty. Just begin forming the lay of the land. See? Very gently. And allow it to pick up that color it's underneath so it reflects right out of the sky. And you can just see, make all kinds of little hills and valleys in here. And very lightly, just blend it all together. And you can push everything back. You can make layer after layer after layer, just by blending it a little. There we go. Maybe over in here. Comes right down, just wherever you want it. It's up to you. There we go. Isn't that a super easy way to make some happy little ground areas? Okay, maybe over in here. We'll just bring this right on back. What the heck? We don't have to make any big decisions yet. Something like so. I tell you what, if you've painted with me before, you know me and water. I'm a water fanatic. So I take a little bit of white on the 2-inch brush, and let's say there's a little bit of water right here. So I'm going to touch and just pull straight down. Straight down. Here I'm using a very, very firm pressure. Get tough with it. Just pull him down. Like so. Okay. Okay, white. See how easy it is to make water? Be sure these lines come straight down. There, add a little bit of color. I want this to be bright. All right. Now then, gently go across. Just enough to give it sort of a sheen. Like so. Okay. Now then, let's come back with the old fan brush, and we can begin doing little individual things here. Watch right here. Just that easy. Just bring it right over. Put a little doer right there. And maybe there's one that lives here, and this one comes right on out. Just like so. See, just as many or as few as you want. And we can begin putting all kinds of little things that live out here. Okay, there we go. Tell you what, let's go over here. And you build layer after layer after layer. And that, once again, I know you get tired of hearing me say it, but that helps create the illusion of depth, distance in your painting. There we are. And then I'm going to take a little touch of the liquid white. Pull it out very flat. Let me clean the knife. Maybe we can get a close-up here and you can see how to load this knife. Pull it out as flat as you can get it and then cut across. See? Pull it out flat and then cut across. It's that easy. Okay, let's go right up here. Now, all you do is go right in here and we'll just cut in a little water line. Just cut it in. There we go. Like so. And maybe a little bit right in there. Isn't it super? Now then, I have to make some big decisions. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have this come right down over there. And we can just fill all this up. Added a touch of the phthalo blue right there. I want to put some shadows in this. So just a little tiny bit. Then we put the white right over it. Like so. Maybe we'll even add a little touch of alizarin crimson. I want some of that sky color to reflect through there. All we're doing right now is just laying in some base color. Now we'll come back and very gently begin laying white right on top of that. This is just straight titanium white. Just plain old white. All right. There we go. Isn't that a super way just to drop in a happy little snowbank? And you can do it. You can do it. Okay, right here. Did you ever think you'd get a painting this bright off a black canvas? You can. You really can. There we go. Straighten up the edges. All right. Let's smooth this out up here a little. Put a little bit of the phthalo blue up here too. I want to create a little shadow in there. It's a little bit darker over in here. Then our white. See there? You can just keep changing your mind anytime that you want to here. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. You learn to work with anything that happens. There we go. That's coming right along. Tell you what. Let's have some fun. This old round brush is so much fun. Let's just play with it. I'll go right into the browns again. Just tap. Just tap it. Maybe over here in this corner. Yep, I see a great big tree. Boy, he's a big one. He goes clean off the canvas up here. There you are. Just sort of visualize these things in your mind and drop them on the canvas. It's your creation. You can do anything that you want to do here. Anything. We'll just come right on down here. Like so. Now then, we'll take the fan brush and load it full of the Van Dyke brown and dark sienna. We just mix them together right on the brush. See, load the brush full of color, both sides. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, let's put a happy little tree trunk in there. Just as you pull down, apply more pressure so it gets larger and larger toward the bottom. Tell you what, maybe right. Yep, right there. Right there. We'll put another one. Shoot, we just got all kinds of happy little trees. And take the knife, some white, and some of that same brown color. We want to add at least a little touch of the bright red to it, just to give it some sparkle it up. About like that. Cut off a little roll of paint, just a very small roll. Let's go up here. Now then, right along the edges here, I just want to put the indication of a few highlights. Just make that little old tree stand right out. Then we'll give this one some. Don't want him left out. There he is. There he is. that easy. And all I'm doing is just touching the canvas. The canvas will pull off what it wants and give you back what's left. Just like a tax man does every year. There we go. Just right on up the tree. Okay. Now then, let's take our old liner brush, paint thinner, and you want this paint to be very, very thin. I can't say that enough. It won't flow unless it's almost the consistency of ink. All right. Let's just go right in here and just drop in the indication of a few happy little tree branches here and there. Just here and there. Wherever you think they should be, that's exactly where they should be. And when you do this, just relax, kick back, enjoy. It should make you happy. It should make you very happy when you paint. Painting's one of those good things. There. And if painting teaches you nothing else at all, it will teach you to see. It will teach you to see things in nature that you never knew existed before you. You'll become aware of shape, of color. Oh my gosh, it opens a whole new world to you. A whole new world. And when you drive down the street, you'll see color in trees and form. Be careful, you'll wreck the car sometime looking. I get so crazy, I just don't pay any attention to where I'm going. And when I travel, I carry a camera with me. And with a camera, then you can take pictures of things and save it for later times when you want to paint. And you can come back and take ideas off that painting that you did, or picture that you did, and do a beautiful painting. I'm just taking a little bit of the brown here and tapping in just some little indications of some happy little leaves. This is just the dark, so if we put some light on, it'll show. Just some dark color. Okay. I have two round brushes going here, so I don't have to go back and forth and wash them so much. Okay, now we'll go back in here, and we just with a little bit of yellow, tap on some indications of some happy little leaves that are living up here. This round brush is fantastic. You can do entire paintings with it. You can do entire paintings. It makes beautiful clouds, super bushes. There we go. Don't overdo here. I want to keep this quite dark. This is more in the shadow areas. Like so. Okay. Now then, with our fan brush that has the white on it, we can go back in here and let's just clean up the foots down here. And allow a little of that brown color to be picked up. There we go. Now, let's have some fun. We'll take the fan brush with some brown on it, and we'll just pop in a few little grassy things that are living down here, wherever you want them. Maybe there's one that lives here. Look at there. Just wherever. Sort of breaks up that expanse of white. Then with our brush that has the white on it, we can smooth up the edges and sort of bring us all together. There. Wherever you want it to go. I tell you what, you know me. I got a couple of minutes left here, so let's have some fun. I think it's a big tree. He comes way out here and lives down here. Now, by putting this tree in, it does two things. It drives my director crazy, that's first. But the second thing is it pushes everything back and gives much more perspective to the painting. There we go. All right, back to our paint thinner on the liner brush. And let's put in just an indication of a little tree trunk or two here. Just here and there, like so. There is some. Once again, this paint should be as thin as ink. Thin as ink. If it won't flow, then add a little bit more of the paint thinner to it. There. With our knife, this little tree needs a touch of highlight on it. Just a little, just enough to make him stand out. Just by tapping, you can fade it right on back into nothing. While I have that thin paint on here, I'm going to just drop in a few little sticks and twigs here and there. Just a couple to break that up and bring it all together. Okay. Let's put the indication of a happy little leaf or two on this tree. Don't want him to be left out. About like so. Just a couple. A little bit of yellow. And we can highlight him. Not a fantastic way, though, to make a super little painting. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. It'll give you a lot of experience with a round brush. A lot of fun. And I certainly hope you try it. I think we'll sign that one. Take a little bit of red. Sign it right here. And with that, we'll call this painting finished. Once again, certainly hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, happy painting. God bless.